Hey 2700, we are going to be having a work from home week this week, so everything that we'll be doing is online. Part of it is because I want you guys to kind of get out into the world and also on the internet and spend some time thinking about how you want to print your portfolio. What I'm going to be doing in this lecture is going over some of the options that other students have used in the past to give you an idea of what options are out there. But know that this is just kind of a starting point. There might be something else that you know about. The reason why we're thinking about this right now is depending on how you want to print your portfolio, there will be an effect on the time that it takes to get it printed. So some places might be able to get it to you the next day. There are other printing services that might need a week or two. And also just the fee involved. So let's first think about time. The other thing that I want you to think about is the format of your portfolio. So typically in the past, we have just said everybody do an 11 by 17 double-sided full portfolio. And I think that that has worked really well. But some students have ventured off of that format. So again, I wanted to show you what's out there. So before we even start working on our portfolio, you will give yourself kind of your own timeline, your own budget, and then your own format that you will share with me as well as everybody else in the class. So to start off, I wanted to show you guys just printing services here at the college. The college actually does a really good job of printing portfolios. They have a digital press where you guys are able to print full size, full bleed 11 by 17. So that means the color goes from edge to edge on your 11 by 17. And they're pretty good as far as turnaround goes, but because they're only open, Monday through Friday from about 8 to 4:30, there's some limitations. Some places they're cranking stuff out 24 hours a day. So make sure that you get on their queue of what you want printed. It ends up being about $1 a page, which isn't bad. That includes, double-sided print. So really competitive cost, especially for students. So that's one option that you can take a look at. Now, as far as other printing services, there are so many out there, but please do your research. FedEx Kinko's is one of the most common, but it's really expensive. They do an okay job here and there. There are other digital presses. So a digital press is a different kind of printer that can go, again, edge to edge, full bleed. Sometimes it's a little bit more. There is one called Minuteman Press, and they are kind of in the Murray Holiday area. And the University of Utah, if you're in the Salt Lake area, they also have a digital press, but lots of options as far as regular printing goes. Now, let's say that you do go ahead and just print, a double-sided 11 by 17 at a print shop of your choice. You have to think about how you want that bound. So at a print shop, they can do, like a coil bind or a comb bind, kind of typical binding. But I wanted to show you guys some portfolios that are available at Pictureline. I believe you can also buy these online. I will always direct you guys to local businesses when I can. But they have a really beautiful line of portfolios. As you can see, they are not inexpensive. But these portfolios aren't meant to be something that you hand out. It's something that's meant for you to take to job interviews when you're meeting with your clients to show them your work. So this is, they have different kinds. I believe this is like their white acrylic, but they also have a lot of different kinds of portfolios. Let me just look up their name on their website so I can show you the different kinds of covers that they have. The way that these portfolios work is you purchase a portfolio and then you also purchase sleeves or sheets. They have different sleeves and sheets that go inside the portfolio that hold your work. So here they've got an 11 by 14 and an 11 by 17 as well as an 8.5 by 11. This is, a clear semi-transparent cover. This is solid. It looks like it's white. It's called Snow. This one is black. I know that they also have a stainless steel that's really popular. And if you go into their store or even look up their website, They do custom logos and printing on these portfolios. So you can imagine if a plain portfolio is, $89, how much more that would be. So there is a cost. And one thing that I would say, since you're just out of school and you're just kind of establishing yourself as a designer, I'm not sure if you need to make the investment to actually have something put on your portfolio. Maybe like a vinyl sticker or something like that would completely suffice for now. And then later on, once you really establish yourself, what you want your logo to look like, your name, your graphic, then I'd say go ahead and spend a little bit more. Now you can look at Amazon as well as places like Blick Art Supplies, even Joann's. They have a lot of photography portfolios that are much less expensive. And you guys know when you shop online, pretty much any option you're looking for is available. In fact, why don't I hop on Amazon and I'm just going to show you guys a couple examples of photography. Typically these would fall under photography portfolios. So I'm just going to look up photography portfolio. And just because this has been the standard size, I'm also looking up the 11 by 17. However, you're not limited to just the 11 by 17. So here we go. This is a really, it's the same one I was going to say. This is a really good example of the last portfolio that I showed you. So it's the same manufacturer. And these are just the strips. So this is kind of cool. It's not a whole sheet, but it's just this little strip right here. You adhere it to your image, your sheet, whatever it is. So you want probably like a heavy cardstock. And then it just gets sandwiched in here. So the whole sheet isn't covered by some sort of transparency. It's just this edge right here. So a lot of questions to ask yourself, even if you're just doing printing, okay? Again, you want it to look professional, but I also realize that you're on a budget. So if you don't want to spend $200, which you easily could, between printing and putting in a binder, I absolutely get it. There could be minimal cost and you could still have it look professional. So that's the printing and binding kind of on your own. And what I wanted to look at now are some other options that people have done in the past. So Costco even does photo books now. Just about I think you could go to like a Walgreens and get a photo book done. So here we've got this 12 by 12 premium, an 11 by 14. I'm sure that I don't know, actually I can't say that. I think that there's more than that. Let me click on continue. Those could be their only sizes. Those might be the only 3. But I mean, even Costco has photo books for you. There is another option, Shutterfly. I only mention them because I get free coupons from them all the time. Usually you just have to pay for shipping, so it ends up being about $10 or $15. And they're always having sales, so this is something to kind of keep your eye on. But they also do different photo books, and you can see right here, even though the screen's about to change, they have lots of different sizes for you to pick from as well. So probably more so than Costco. Let's take a look at these. So let me see if I can, there's just so much information here. Let me see. We want to make it ourselves. Let me do the custom path. Let's just see what sizes are available. Okay, this is great. So an 8 by 8, 8 by 11, 11 by 8, 11 by 14. Looks like that's the biggest size. Are those all of them? Okay, yeah, it does go smaller. So again, 11 by 14 is the biggest size, not our standard 11 by 17. So something for you to think about. And remember, at this point, we're not laying out our portfolio or completely committing to something. I just want you guys to do some research again about the cost and the time frame and the format of the portfolio that you are considering, and maybe give yourself an option in there. So if you need a backup plan, you can have a backup plan. So this is Shutterfly. And then this is something that I've been using more and more, and our students have been using more and more as well. But here is Blurb, and they have photo books as well as magazines and trade books. So photo books are really similar to what I just showed you. And in their photo books, they even have an InDesign plugin. So they have templates that just plug right into these photo books. You can see that they have different cover types. So this would be similar to what I just showed you, and they even have other options. It's kind of like a fancier chapbook. Trade books, these cost a little bit more. So I don't necessarily know if you need like this kind of a professional option, but take a look at it. So it's really similar to a photo book, but it costs a little bit more just to get a better print. Now, magazines is something that students have just barely started using, and these are soft cover. So this is kind of like a large chapbook. So something like you see this. And these are really inexpensive, but I think I mentioned this in class. The thing that gets people is just the cost of shipping. So I would say if you are going to do a magazine, maybe do it with a few people so you guys can share on shipping costs. And you can see here that it's $5.99 for 20 pages, and it's a pretty good print. One thing that I was trying to find the other day and I couldn't, I'll see if I can find you the link, but they used to send you, let me look under design tools. Let's see, I don't see it here. They used to send you a whole bunch of samples of their papers and things like that. So let me look up samples. And it came as a cost. Well, that's not pulling it up, sorry. And whatever you ended up ordering, that sample kit would go towards the cost of your print. So let me just do a quick Google search while we're here together. So I'm going to do blurb paper samples. There we go. It used to be on the front of their webpage, and I just haven't seen it for about 6 months or so. So, oh, here we go. It's called their swatch kit. It must have just been buried somewhere. I wasn't looking. Here we go. So with the swatch kit, again, it goes through all of the different types of paper, and it's $8. And again, if you choose to print with a blurb, this $8 will go right back into the cost of your project. And I do think it helps to kind of see and feel the paper and the quality. I think we're all very tactile people, so I think this is a great option for you guys as well. So that's a quick overview of what we're doing this week. So in our discussion, what I'd like to do is before class, so not this week, not this Thursday, but next Thursday, I want you guys to spend some time, going to stores, going online, and even ordering samples. And I want to know kind of your game plan plus a backup. So what format do you think you want to print? So what's the size? Where do you want to print? How much will it cost, and how long will it take? And for the how long, let's also look at how much it would be to expedite it and how long it would be, right? So give me a couple options for that. And really you're giving yourself the option, and you can kind of decide between budget and time, find the perfect combination, and aesthetics, of course, find out which one works best for you. So again, whatever you decide in the discussion, you're not married to this because stuff comes up, but I need you to have a really good game plan just to start. So I will outline that in the discussion, and hopefully you guys can share some ideas. There's so many other printers and printing options that if I missed one, please share so that other people can look at those as an option too. So I look forward to seeing what you guys find out over the next week.